you, Vasilisa. I should congratulate you.
What's up, witches? It's Silent Signs from I Dream of Indie, and today we are taking a look at Black Book, a fusion of card-based combat and an adventure game. These are my gameplay impressions based on approximately the first 2 hours of gameplay. This is definitely a game that is not going to be played in one sitting, as there's quite a lot to it and quite a lot to learn. But I'll do my best to summarize what I've been through so far to give you a good idea of what to expect. In Black Book, you play as Vasilisa, a young woman who is destined to become a witch, but turns away from witchcraft in order to marry the love of her life, only to have him pass away, and then she decides, well, why the heck not? Let's pursue that witchcraft thing after all and see if we can bring him back from the dead using the accursed Black Book. All of this is heavily saturated in Russian folklore and even teaches you some vocabulary words by providing definitions for words that you might not be so familiar with, like chorts. Never heard that word in my life, but now I know that they're little demons. There are some points in the game where you take full control of Vasilisa and you can explore certain environments, interact with objects and the other characters that you encounter. But when it comes to combat, that is almost entirely card-based. You have a deck of cards and you will need to play both attack and defense cards against enemies that you will come across. You will have to kind of read your enemy's intentions in order to play the right cards to be effective in battle. I don't know how many of you watching this video are folks that watch our weekly indie gaming news recap, but on our most recent episode, I just so happened to casually throw out there that I am really bad at card games. I never pick them up because my brain tends to not comprehend them so well. I see numbers and rules and I get a little intimidated. That said, I actually did okay with this game. I didn't jinx myself too much. And I think part of the reason for that would be that there are a great degree of difficulties that you can choose from. You can choose a difficulty mode that's more suited towards just reading through the story and not so focused on winning card battles. You can also choose the normal difficulty, which is what I bravely opted for, and then there are more challenging difficulties where those card-based battles are even harder to get through, which I can't imagine, but I guess there's something for everyone here. I do also think the tutorial in this game is really effective. They don't leave you alone to figure things out too often. For the most part, everything is very well explained. I am by no means claiming to be an expert here, but I think by the end of my 2 hours of gameplay, I had the gist of it and I don't think I lost a single battle. And if card-based combat isn't quite your jam, don't click away from this one just yet, because there are some other aspects of this game that don't have anything to do with cards. You, as Vasilisa, are also a knower. There are a lot of kind of almost puzzle-based elements to the game where you have to figure out the correct answer to what someone from the village is asking you based on essentially context clues. And then there are your chorts. Yes, those little demon dudes I was talking about earlier. You have to send them out on their own little quests so they don't bother Vasilisa. All the while you are learning all about Slavic folklore. You, as I mentioned before, learn those fun new vocabulary words, which you might not want to share with the class, depending on where you go to school. I don't know, use your own discretion, I suppose. But you get a really unique history lesson of Slavic folktales here, in addition to the fascinating tale of Vasilisa herself. So there is definitely some really interesting reading to complement the card-based combat and the adventure game elements. Then of course there are herbs and items that can help you in battle as well as on your quests. There is a currency system. There's so much going on in this game that it would definitely take more than a 2-hour playthrough to see it all, but I just kind of wanted to give you a taste of what to expect and to kind of confirm that even if card games aren't your strongest suit, pardon the pun, there is something for you in Black Book. It's also gorgeous to look at. I absolutely loved the art direction on this one. It's very dark, which makes sense. It is about the dark arts. The whole game kind of has this gloomy glow to it that speaks to the Halloween lover in me. I just loved the colors and the silhouettes that they use in the background. I thought the character design was very well done, though I do prefer the look of the characters in game versus the more close-up portraits. I didn't think that art fit quite as well, but overall I do enjoy the aesthetics of Black Book, and I think the soundtrack and sound design does complement it well. You have for the most part a fairly ambient soundtrack, but once you're in the heat of battle, it does often pick up and you get this full kind of symphonic sound that's really epic and really beautiful. I think the best compliment I can give Black Book is that as someone who is not a fan of card-based games, I did want to keep playing this one. It held my attention, and that's huge for me because usually when I see cards, my mind just goes blank. The fact that you have multiple tasks to take on, you have the adventure game aspect, and you even have visitors you can interact with, demons to send out to do your biddings, and even other card games within your card game to play with other characters. So there's just so much to this. It's beautiful, it's intriguing, and I'm learning something. So I feel pretty positively about Black Book. Who knows, maybe I'll even give some other card games a shot now. So will you be giving the Black Book a go? Let me know in the comments down below. Before I go, I just want to thank our indie warriors, Mitchell Hall Cavalo, Bill Tikaz, Christian Cruz, Strict9, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Peach, Adriana Amato, CJR, Falco Lombardi, C-Coil, Skeptism, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, and Julian Colbus. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe down below if you don't want to miss any reviews or previews, and check out the description box for a bunch of other ways to support the channel. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.